South Africa, the land of sunshine, braais, and presidential blunders? Yeah, it turns out even in a country known for its breathtaking landscapes and inspiring resilience, our leaders have a knack for making headlines for all the wrong reasons.
$4 million in cash hidden in the furniture.
Don't get me wrong, we've had some absolute titans in office, folks who fought tooth and nail for our freedom, but even superheroes have their off days, right? From questionable economic policies to, let's just say, alternative views on public health, our presidents have given us a lot to unpack over the years. So buckle up, buttercups, as we take a hilarious yet slightly alarming trip down memory lane, exploring how each South African president, in their own special way, managed to ruin the country. Just kidding, mostly. Let's start with the big guy, the one and only Nelson Mandela. Now I know what you're thinking. Don't you dare say anything bad about Madiba. Relax, guys, I'm not about to tarnish the legacy of a legend. But even Mandela, with his saintly patience and heart of gold, wasn't immune to a few missteps. Remember those heady days after apartheid, when hope was in the air like the smell of a freshly brayed Boer Wars? We were all so caught up in the euphoria of freedom that we might have overlooked some, shall we say, interesting economic choices. I'm talking about gear, the growth, employment, and redistribution strategy. Look, I'm no economist, but even I could tell that this policy, while well-intentioned, didn't quite deliver on its promises. It's like trying to put out a veld fire with a water pistol. Good effort, but not quite the right tool for the job.
I also return with a deep sadness, with a deep sense of sadness. Sadness to learn that you are still suffering under an inhuman system. The housing shortage, the school crisis, unemployment, and the crime rate still remain.
Next up we have Thabo Mbeki, the man who dared to question the link between HIV and AIDS. Now let's just pause for a second and acknowledge the sheer audacity of that statement. We're talking about a time when the world was grappling with a devastating health crisis and our president's like, hold on, are we sure it's this virus thing? Maybe it's poverty? I mean, come on, Mr. President, you're a smart guy, you studied economics in London, surely you've heard of scientific consensus. This wasn't just a difference of opinion. It was a dangerous denial of reality that had tragic consequences for countless South Africans. It's like seeing a house on fire. Firefighters rushing in with hoses and you're standing there saying, nah, it's just a really intense sunset. Those flames are pretty though. Kgalema Motlanthe, our very own blink and you missed him president. Look, I'm not saying his term was insignificant, but it was kind of like that time you ordered a burger and they brought you a single lonely French fry. It's food, technically, but not quite what you were hoping for. To be fair to the guy, he inherited a bit of a mess. Mbeki had just resigned. The ANC was in disarray, and someone needed to hold the fort until the next election. Enter Motlanthe, the reliable, steady hand who kept the ship afloat, even if it wasn't exactly sailing toward any exciting new destinations. Think of him as the understudy who gets thrust onto the stage during the lead actor's dramatic exit. He might not know all the lines, but he'll hold it together until the curtain falls. Now brace yourselves, folks, because things are about to get interesting.
What's your message?
One message ngithuke kakhulu mangibona ukuthi uNhlanhla nene uyadiliza kwezezimali sathuka sonke 1 2 3 kwangena lomunye kwabonakala ukuthi ilive lethu liyanqila ngendlela kwendeka ngaye kusho ukuthi kuyanqila akukho la siya khona abantwana bethu abanamsebenzi babhizi bantshontsha imali kwendeka yonke lento ukuthi nje kulahleka kwetimali ngikufanele ukuthi kuwe ngoba abantwana bethu kuze bathole imisebenzi angeke bathole imisebenzi uma kwendeka ngalendlela leni.
Jacob Zuma, the man, the myth, the walking, talking embodiment of scandal. Where do I even begin? From the arms deal allegations to the Nkandla homestead upgrades, paid for with taxpayer money of course. Zuma's presidency was like a reality TV show gone horribly wrong. Remember those showerhead comments about preventing HIV? Yeah, not exactly a shining moment for our nation's leader. But here's the thing about Zuma, he was like a rubber duck in a bathtub full of scandals. They just seemed to slide right off. That is, until they didn't. Eventually even the Teflon Don himself couldn't escape the mounting pressure, and he was forced to resign, leaving behind a legacy of corruption and a nation wondering what the heck had just happened. Which brings us to our current president, Cyril Ramaphosa. He's like that friend who throws a party after the previous tenant trashed the place. He's trying his best to clean up, but let's just say there are still a few sticky spills and questionable smells lingering about. Ramaphosa inherited a country grappling with state capture, corruption, and an economy on life support. He promised a new dawn, but so far it feels more like a slightly less overcast afternoon. Don't get me wrong, he's made some positive strides, but the challenges are immense. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube that's been glued together and then run over by a bus. You're determined to fix it, but you also kind of want to throw the whole thing out the window and start fresh. So there you have it, folks. A brief and hopefully hilarious look at how every South African president has, in their own unique way, managed to ruin the country. Just kidding, mostly. Look, the truth is, South Africa is a complex nation with a complex history. Our presidents, for all their flaws, have all had to navigate incredibly challenging circumstances. We've had our triumphs and our tragedies, our moments of unity and our periods of division. But through it all, one thing remains constant: the resilience of the South African spirit. We've overcome apartheid, we've survived economic turmoil, and we'll find a way to navigate the challenges of the future. We're a nation that laughs in the face of adversity, and that, my friends, is something truly special.
You know, if you say you from South Africa, people automatically say, oh, Mandela. So he gave us that ability to be able to be proud of who we are and how we came to a peaceful, transition into democracy.